Hello everyone, welcome to day 8 of my 30 days creator challenge. And today I want to talk about something that is very important and that we don't get to talk about often. It's the concept of judgment, the capacity and the ability of our mind, our hearts to judge things, to judge experiences, to judge people. But before I go into that, I would like to say something about culture, how powerful culture is. So there are two things that makes up culture. Right, belief systems and behavior. The belief systems, the mindset and the beliefs of the people with their behavior, right, is what defines their culture. Since the beginning of the world leading up until now, every civilization had the cultural architecture that formed the basis of the civilization, that defined the norms of that particular society and civilization. This has been the case from the beginning. In the civilization we find ourselves now, there's a lot of ignorance. Despising the concept of culture and the impact it has on our livelihood as a people. This is where I'm going. Culture is actually formed. It is ideologies and stories that forms beliefs and mindset. And stories, ideologies, and all that, they come through content, the things we feed our eyes on, the things we see, the things we hear, the things we interact with on a daily basis, the things that feed us. In our generation, one of those powerful forces that feeds us content every single day is the media. Please follow me. The media is a powerful force in our civilization that feeds us content every single day. And the content that media feeds us over time forms in us beliefs that transforms into mindsets that eventually becomes a systemic way of thinking about reality, about the world around us. And then those belief systems begins to control, inspire behaviors, how we act towards people, how we act in situations, how we view the world around us and respond to the world around us. Now this is where it gets dangerous. If you're an intentional person who is serious about crafting your own world, creating your own reality, living life by your design that you are aware of, that you are conscious of, that you endorse, it is very important for you to pay attention to everything I just spoke about. It's very important for you to pay attention to the content that you are consuming every day that is shaping your culture. And by culture, I mean the way you think about life, the way you think about the world around you, and then the way you behave, the way you respond to the world around you. Now, this is where judgment comes in as much as sometimes you may not be able to control what you feed on and what you don't feed on, but you can decide the impact that they have on you. We have capacity in our hearts to decide and conclude on ideas that our mind can now use as tools to form the framework of our mentality. It is very important that every time you feed on content, you investigate and make conclusions about the ideas that this content are promoting. Everything is agenda driven. So every time you feed on content, you want to always investigate the source idea and conclude on whether it's bad for you or it's good. Because there's something about how your mind works as a person. Every time you feed on content, every time you don't decide whether this is good for me or this is bad for the kind of world I'm trying to create, your mind assumes you're not deciding as acceptance, and it sinks in. It goes into your subconscious. The world you're trying to create, it begins to contaminate your programming, and you start to see yourself sometimes behave and do certain things that's contrary to the world you're trying to create, and you're wondering, where did I pick this from? Where did I learn it? But every time you find yourself consuming, make sure you are judging, right? Make sure you are judging every content. While I was meditating a few days back and I was just thinking about this things, I wrote a definition down for judgment. I'd like to read to you. To judge means to conclude or to reach a conclusion about the person or a thing based on proven and consistent character, influence, and impact that decides how we interact with them going forward. Every time you interact with anybody, you interact with any idea, right, and you investigate the source and it's contrary to the world you are trying to create, the world you want to live in, make sure you judge them immediately. Make sure you decide, right, what is bad and what is good, so that it can be clear to your mind that this is what you want and this is what you don't want, so that the wrong things don't enter into your subconscious and contaminate the life, the inner life you are trying to culture, that will enable the outer life you want to experience eventually to manifest. This is a really important subject, and I think you should go over this video again and play this video and really get it. You're welcome to my day 8 of 30 days creator challenge. I'll see you on day 9. Have an amazing one. Bye for now.